not come across perfect, but it's actually a really awesome environment. We're pretty much
We are in the crowd.
right in the crowd.
We are in the crowd. Picks and bans underway. So Skarner Zyra being banned out by Eclipsia, same as last time. Fizz Jace, same as last time for SK Gaming. So are they going to stick with the same bans? Are they going to allow anything through? I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and so far these are the same bans. It's just slightly different order. Fizz wasn't banned right away. Skarner was banned last game. Orianna, I believe, is a new ban. That's something that didn't get picked or banned last game. But Eclipsia might just think since SK lost with a Nidalee, they wouldn't try the Nidalee strat again, and they're going to instead go for something like Orianna. But really, SK lost that game a lot at level 1, and not because of Nidalee. Nidalee was almost what was keeping them in it.
I mean, the lanes, really, they were only like 10, 20 CS behind pretty much throughout it. All was, like you say, because
right
of that level 1 fight. Yeah, right up front. That's where everything was lost. So they just managed to keep that pressure up very well. Rengar being banned out, that's exactly the same ban. And Shen was the only one that was banned in the first game. He's going to get first picked.
And that was just tactical there by Eclipsia.
They forced the problem
forced
there.
it. Yeah. They banned out Orianna, which would maybe be a bit of a throwaway, and they would then either get Rengar or Shen, because clearly there's still a lot of fear about Rengar.
And thinking back to last week at MLG Dallas, the Asian teams really weren't that worried about Shen. They just didn't care about him.
Or Rengar, really, actually.
No, yeah.
Because Rengar
they let
and
TSM have Rengar, didn't they?
They let almost everyone have Rengar. Even it was Blaze against Dignitas, had a lot of trouble against the Rengar, but they still came out on top.
Yep.
And then in the finals, I think, since it was Korean team versus Korean team, Rengar just didn't go pick their man the whole time.
Yeah, yeah. And thinking back to when the Asian teams actually fought against each other, Rengar was completely open, didn't even go near him. So they've obviously, whether they've just dealt with it, in fact, they thought, okay, he's been overpowered for a while, or maybe they just didn't pick up on him when he became popular, because they always tend to go to different champions rather than the Western world, I guess you could say. And is it going to be Candy Panda? Yeah, Candy Panda on Ezreal. There's Nidalee again, so it's going to be Ocelot again. We assume it says Ocelot. They could switch things up here and go Kevin.
That could be. It could be Kevin on Nidalee, but I'd expect it to be Ocelot again. And this is more poke comp than with the Vayne, because they had the counter initiate with Vayne, but really, this is much better for them.
Revive.
There's no way that's staying.
I don't think he's going to stay and revive. We're just going to wait to see what Eclipsia pick up here. What do you think? Now they've got the Shen in there. What else? What are they going to switch up different? I mean, Diana worked pretty well in mid. Pretty much out-farmed it throughout the whole game. Picked up that early kill, obviously, which helped a great deal.
Yeah,
bottom lane, Corki worked very well as well, but it's against Ezreal this time.
I don't know Eclipsia well enough yet, because they're still a very new team, to know if they can pull off kind of the Nocturne Shen combo that we've seen so much of, with Nocturne ulting in and then Shen coming out on top. I mean, we know Kuja plays the crap out of Janna, like favorite support, as he locks in. He didn't pick it first game for whatever reason. The Taric did work out for them. They decided to go against it, I guess against Ezreal, because he's much better at disengaging. But Janna's a good pick for them. Lee Sin, once again, that's probably going to be Lee Sin jungle than Shen top, since that's what they ran kind of with their setup last game. That looks fairly comfortable for them, and that's just doesn't seem to me that they're counterpicking too much. That doesn't give them any really hard initiation quite yet, and they only have an AP mid and an AD carry to follow that in with, so whatever their last pick is, once it bounces back to them, is going to have to be a hard initiation character.
Well, I'm so fresh on Lee Sin, managed to get a few kills, certainly on the top lane, kept the pressure on him. And that was really the only lane that was even for a while, until Jax got banned, ganked out there. Why not top lane? What is it? It's going to be the Sonar Air, possibly. The classic poke comp. Aaron Air is going to stick with Cho'Gath. Of course, he got bullied really at the start. It was the level 1 fight, level 1 bully. He fell behind from there, didn't obviously get his own red. Then they even pressured him on his own blue as well. I think they took his race as well, so he was really had a lot of pressure at the start. So going to stick with it. They're going to have to support him, though, a bit more in the jungle.
And look at these summoner spell choices they have selected in there. Clearly, let's hope none of them forget to put them back. Yeah, they're not real. The crowd is reacting to this, but not real. They're going to swap around a lot until they get this. And this is a very, very similar comp to what
Katarina is a
SK
possibility.
Katarina is a real possibility.
Yeah, but Shaco definitely not, because they've already got Lee Sin in there with Shen. So that's definitely not going to happen. Katarina is entirely possible. We saw Katarina played. Ocelot played him a few times, and I think Taos played him a few times as well throughout the changes. That's not going to happen. No.
We definitely get the crowd to come through with this, but Katarina and whatever their AD carry choice is going to be, I'd expect... Oh. Yeah, we really are not allowed to commentate on these. We get trolled too much by what we think. Ashe would make a lot of sense, because they need a hard initiate, and bam.
And Ash, actually, if you look at the stats on the tailsoflane.com website,
4-1.
Pixel Band was the strongest AD carry throughout the qualifying.
Highest win rate of the 5 games that she was played in. 4 wins, 1 loss. And I think Eclipsia would have played that. Janna Ash is almost your classic lane. That's something we saw way back in Season 1.
Yeah.
You know, the Ash arrows from across the map, and they're going to need that if they want to initiate onto SK. They're going to have to land those arrows and combo them in with Katarina, kind of get the reset and chain the rest of the game. So now it's going to be on SK. Kevin's got his top pick. He knows he's going up against Shen. But Shen's really one of those things that nothing really destroys him in lane. So it's going to be interesting to see what he decides to go with. He might go with Jax again, if I had to guess.
Yeah, we can see where he's going to go. I think you're right. It might well be Jax again. I mean, it kind of worked last game. It could, like we said, be Nidalee top.
Yep, that's actually...
I don't think it's going to be, though.
Well, they could have just mind-gamed us entirely.
Because that is getting locked in.
That was good. That was a good mind game SK just played there.
But Anivia versus Cat.
I think that's a good matchup for Anivia. In all honesty, like...
Not for me.
Katarina, no?
There's no chance I'd ever be able to hit Cat. I'd be like, zip, zip. Oh, I missed me.
I mean, essentially all that Ocelot has to do on Anivia here is wait for Tabs to do anything aggressive. He has to just shove entirely with his ultimate. And if Tabs jumps in, he'll do a point-blank Flash Frost and then follow up with an E for essentially to outtrade Katarina. And Katarina doesn't have the sustained damage that once she gets an egg off to be able to finish off Ocelot. So this is a matter of him trying to control Katarina by shoving the lane and stopping Katarina from roaming, and then stopping her from being aggressive by saving his Q.
Okay, and let's have a look at the rest of the team comp. I mean, how are we comparing it? Now they've got the double AP, or it could actually be Bruiser Nidalee up top.
There's going to be a Bruiser Nidalee up top. It has to be for Kevin. That's what the top lane Nidalee is. This is a split push kind of for
let's
SK.
have a look at Nidalee.
Yeah, and let's look there right away at what Kevin has done. This will tell us right away runes and masteries. Most likely Bruiser. Let's check the runes. Yeah, so 78 health. We've seen a lot more health quints, especially from SK. Very defensive rune setup, 8.5 physical damage, armor, magic resistance, not too surprising. Check the masteries here. And we can just see 21 offense and 9 defense, which is a little surprising that he's went all the way in and will still get the creep damage. He's hoping to be able to out-heal that just because he's Nidalee, that he'll be able to deal with the creep poke. That's still a fairly dangerous, aggressive play to go there.
So let's have a look at Shen that he's up against in the top lane. It's probably going to be a standard Shen, I guess.
Yeah, what has enemies decided to go for? And no, this is a whole mixed match of runes. So 2 health quints and 1 health regen quint, then attack speed reds, MR blues, armor yellows. So it's really just a lot of top laners like going health regen, but he's done a mix and match of health and health regen. And then 921. This is fairly standard Shen. Went for the cooldown reduction as well. Health regen mastery as well early on. And actually, the ones down at the bottom here of the defense tree. There we go. Yes, no more public notifications. Let's look at the bottom of that defense tree, though. No, don't go back yet. And check the bottom one. Whatever. We almost did it. But the bottom 4 kind of cube is something you see everyone do every match of, and it's really kind of deciding what they end up going for.
Okay, so let's have a look through Heidel. Why not? 2,500 rated.
Yeah, he's went for the 16 AD once again. So this is just his same rune setup as last time. Does not change anything for Ash. Let's see if he's changed any masteries. Nope. Same exact 80 carry setup for him. I want to see what Ocelot's done on Anivia, because he went straight up AP in the last game on Anivia, on Nidalee. And whether he decides to do that on Anivia is, yeah, he likes that rune setup. So these guys, despite playing on different champions, have went with identical rune setups. Let's see if his masteries have changed, because that 9-11, no, he has changed them up. So 21 offense, 9 utility, very caster-centric page. And that's actually a bit of a surprising setup for Ocelot, because he has to worry about Katarina's trade damage, and the fact that he hasn't brought any magic resistance is worrisome. Let's look at Tabs' Katarina page and see if he spec'd more defensive. Most Katarinas do spec defensive because they have to trade so much. And here you can see AP quints, but then MR and armor from blues and yellows, and magic pen. So he's very much tooled to fight up against Ocelot. And let's look at his masteries as well here, because 21-9. So you can see he's spec'd into magic resist as well. So he's going to come out in lane with 49 magic resistance, and Ocelot's going to have 30, which means as soon as Tabs gets sorcerer shoes with his magic pen, he's going to be dealing close to true damage.
And the crowd go wild.
Yes.
They love your breakdown. That's what it was.
Yeah, clearly, that was it.
It was all about the runes of Master's breakdown. Yeah. So, of course, we are here with a live crowd, as you can hear, in Paris, and they're very much up and ready for this one. We are about to get underway. Just going to have a quick peek at Kuja. You can see he's actually gone GP10. He's still got the GP10 in there. Something that a lot of supports have still kept, but may well change come Season 3.
I mean, what? No, the GP runes will still be there.
The GP runes will still be there? Okay.
Absolutely.
Nothing else changing with supports?
Heart of Gold is gone.
Heart of Gold is gone.
Yeah.
It's
that
a
was
sad...
announced on the forum. Someone made a beautiful tribute to Heart
Yeah,
of Gold.
I saw this
I
a
was
YouTube
like,
tribute.
Man, this is really well done. I was like, I feel a little sad now that Heart of Gold. I mean, this part of the game is changing. What's going on?
But I mean, it's gone through many iterations, that Heart of Gold, and then finally...
Oh my goodness. It's so many times it had to be changed over and over and over again, and eventually it was just decided that, maybe this isn't what we need 7 copies of in every game, just a health
Everybody
blob
had it.
in it. And it's one of those things that'll be really exciting to see.
So we are underway, ladies and gentlemen, and we're paused straight away. Excellent.
It's going to take a swig of water. I'm gonna sneak it off.
You're going to sneak us with water. So it's going to be, obviously, SK Gaming on your screens right now as the red team. It is going to be Eclipsia 1-0 up as the blue team. No variations in the gold that I can see. If we just look at the gold, you can see, and nobody actually stacked.
You can check masteries.
Yeah, you can see that the 2 supports obviously started with that gold. So you can see both them are going to be starting with, I guess, the standard Fairy Charm, Ward, Health Pot.
Well, what happened last time actually is this is something Kuja does almost all the time. He had a lot of pink wards at the start of last game. I think he did 1 yellow,
Put
2
one in
pinks or
Tribus
something.
straight away, didn't he?
Yeah, and they use that as their kind of level 1 invade strategy. Whether they do that again, not really sure. I mean, level 1 for these guys, hopefully the issue isn't that big a deal. I don't see much panic going down on the stage. They might actually be playing again, so this pause won't be for too long. They look to be good to go there. Obviously, we're on the 3-minute delay, so...
These guys are playing
These guys are playing. The pause won't be forever. I mean, spoilers.
You can almost get spoilers going on.
Yeah, but thank goodness we're off the pause. Well, that would have been interesting trying to sneak the spectate delay off by looking at Ocelot's screen, but no. And interesting here. Oh, crowd pump.
The crowd pump there, right there. I can hear Noir.
Nice.
Pumping that crowd. So here we go. We are underway as Piri places S on his keyboard and takes off that directed camera that I can see. Keep kicking in that bottom lane, which is pulling your camera away. There we go. That's a good lad. So will we see anything from these at the start?
I'm thinking not, because SK is again in a defensive formation. This time they're very obviously showing up. They might try to land a rupture if they got someone out of position, but for the most part, this looks very tame.
Oh, Kevin's picked that god-awful Nidalee skin. It's like bright white, horrible graphics, needs rechanging, reskinning it as quick as possible. We are seeing an invade. Eclipsia going in towards the blue buff, but they've immediately pinged it up there. They know where the rest of SK are, and they realize that it's going to be a 5-man stack around there. They did get a pink ward in that bush.
And that's not something SK is going to be able to deal with. I don't know if they saw the pink ward, but they did ping, and they suspect that there's been a ward pushed up there. So once again, you can see that's just Kuja. He started with nothing but pink wards. He didn't actually buy any green wards to start the game, so they're very much looking for early ward control.
Yeah, and you just saw Eclipsia pinging out. They realize that Nidalee, they know that it's going to be Kevin in the bottom lane, so it is going to be that 2v1 swap you talked about.
That's very interesting, actually. They can't be certain. I guess they could be certain because they know. You're right, they did see that. Looks like they're going to try to start red with RNA this time. No invade, so RNA might not fall behind early. That'll be very good for him. Surprisingly, he actually started a rupture. That's not something you'd want to do on Cho'Gath unless you're going for an invade. Normally they'd start with Vorpal Spikes for earlier clear, but speak of the devil, if you're going for an invade, they're going for it.
Yeah, going around, it's going to be a 4-man SK Gaming. They did the exact same thing, but they've been spotted by that ward. They pinged it straight away. Here comes...
Yeah, there's nothing they can do to stop this, though.
Enemies can't do anything yet. He's going to come poke around the side. There's not a lot he can do. They realize it's going to be Candy Panda and Nif in that top lane as the AD and support. And honestly, it's almost the same as they did against CLGU in the regionals. They just came straight around, smited that blue, stole it away and walked off.
And this will be interesting, really, because they have the ward on their own blue, so since they saw them taking it, I'm So Fresh is going to go straight in for here, and it's going to be on RNA. He's sprinting to his blue because this is what he expects to come. They don't have a ward on it, but he's probably going to catch him out, and they might stop from going in here.
Kevin's coming down as well. Kevin's going to be just above him. They spot him straight away. Just puts a couple of basic spears in him. Nothing crazy, but it's definitely enough to cause him to back off. He realizes
they're going to contest this pretty hard.
They're going to try and keep it. He's got the smite available still. In fact, both of them have the smite, so we could get a smite fight going on here. RNA is backed away. They realize they show that ward is up there. And they do keep going. Aranea coming back around the side there, puts the rupture down. Is he going to get around in time? No, he's not. The smite comes down, he goes straight towards I'm So Fresh and backs away. Yeah, realizes not in a position to fight. He's going to take some damage in the back there. And he's actually going to force him back. They're not going to get enough to finish and kill him off, but it's enough to force him to back to base.
And he didn't even clear out the blue, so that's going to put a big delay on Ocelot's blue when he gets it back.
Wow, the pressure on the top here.
After 10 minutes. And they're just trying to zone Kevin straight out of this turret, and they can because of all the damage they got on RNA.
You can see I'm So Fresh keeping him back there. RNA coming around. RNA might be in trouble now. The Ignite put down on him. He's going to dive on. He might get the kill. He gets the first blood. Steals the double buff away from RNA. Wow, that is disaster for SK Gaming. Oh, and Kevin's going to try and teleport. It's not going to be enough. And wow, Tabs was there. Tabs gets in. And they are just destroying SK at the start like they did in game 1.
And I couldn't really keep track of what was happening there, but it was just the delayed pressure from the blue buff counter steal. RNA got too low, stuck around. Kevin was trying to help out, but really just the Janet Ash is actually extremely potent in the first couple levels at throwing down damage. And they're taking the tower here at 4 minutes. This is going to be a huge amount of early pressure. Whether Kevin uses this to recover, which we see a lot when people take turrets so early, or whether it just snowballs the entire game if Eclipsia plays this right.
In the words of Ocelot, holy moly, Eclipsia are absolutely dominating here, and now they can just steal away all of the jungle. Now they've already put the pressure in that top lane. You can see I'm So Fresh is staying around there. Kevin's come back down here. Kevin's in trouble here. He's going to keep getting poked. They're going to try and force the pressure on towards his top lane, but let's have a look towards that bottom lane. Kevin,
they're going to keep pushing.
They're still on him. They realize the tower's there. I'm So Fresh comes back around. They're going to continue on this inner turret. We saw it. Oh, they're going to dive on towards Kevin. They might have enough damage.
They're going to get him.
They should be able to finish him off. They do. He got very deep, went towards the inhibitor turret. He's going to get away. He's going to take another tower hit. There is a wave just coming in. Ocelot's coming across there, but wow.
I'm So Fresh has got to watch out here.
He's going to come across the stuns there. It's not going to be enough. Ocelot's in trouble. He's going to get egged on the turret. There is no doubt about it. Are they going to have enough? Tabs
They're going to kill him.
Oh my life. Ocelot's gone down. Eclipsia are destroying SK Gaming here in Tails of the Lane.
5 minutes in, they've gotten the third kill, and it looks to be taking this turret. These turrets don't fall that easily early on in the game, but the roam and the pressure in that lane, Lee Sin has been living. That's essentially a 3v1 lane they've turned on to Kevin, and they have no answer for it right now.
These guys, they must have been watching OGN Winter Championships yesterday, because on Friday afternoon, because 5 minutes in, the Koreans almost took the inner turret. 5.5 minutes in, Eclipsia have taken 2 inner turrets.
The fastest 2 inner turrets I've actually seen ever, to be fair.
Yeah.
In any competitive game, that is the fastest I've ever seen them taken. That's 9,000 to 6,000 gold, so a 50% lead already. And where are they going to take this now? Because you can only turtle out so long. Cowered back like that in your top turret. They're probably going to roll up top. They can't push Sona and Ezreal quite as fast, but they can easily try. They got so much golden experience in that lane that they have a big advantage. And counter turret right there, 6 minutes.
6 minutes in, but it is only the one.
Yeah.
Not both of them. Remember, there's no rebirth on Ocelot either. He's already been taken down. Tams has managed to get the kill on him. So the advantages across the lane, Jack. Take us through it, because that was a crazy start.
Yeah, so obviously Kevin's going to be struggling early on, and all those kills, especially onto Lee Sin with an early Rigos Lantern, is going to put the pressure on them. Once again, RNA died early in his jungle, and we've seen he's had trouble maintaining gang pressure there. So with the lower gang pressure, Tabs against Ocelot, this lane has turned bad fast for Ocelot. He wasn't able to get out of the laning phase. He still doesn't even have his ultimate. So it's all about Tabs roaming out and just pressuring around, because Ocelot's completely cowered down.
And look at the wards that Kuja's already just been put around the SK jungle. He's already been up into there. He's put a ward on the red, put a ward on towards the Wraiths area, and they're going full on aggression here on the turret. They're going to dive in, and that's going to be very deep. Candy Panda might be able to pressure back on towards him here. They've got to get out, but enemies in trouble. He flashed out of that rupture just in the right moment. Ocelot came there. They need to pick up a kill off the back of this. Can they get in there? The stun's going to come across. There's the ward. It's going to be just a singular kill. No! Kuja flashes the rupture and the stun. Very nice play. Eclipsia really on the ball today.
And look mid, actually, because Ocelot, Anivia does not roam fast, let's say that for sure. So they've gotten a bunch of damage down onto this mid turret and cleared out a whole wave. I'm So Fresh being level 6. Ocelot's got to be careful coming back in the lane that he doesn't get completely turned on by Lee.
He might well be able to do it. You can see he's just taking the race away. There's not a great deal he can do about it. Instead, he's going to cause problems. Oh, they've just dived on Ocelot. He is going to get destroyed. I'm So Fresh cleaning house here for Eclipsia. That's the mid turret gone.
They seem really coordinated right now, and SK is completely lost as to what to do. Ocelot's been forced out of his game. Anivia is supposed to sit in middle and pressure, but because he went up to roam, he just completely got out-recovered. He had to help bottom, he had to help top, and every time he goes to help, he dies, and that's allowed him to just completely lose mid lane. Tabs out of control here, and they might be going for turret number 4 8 minutes in.
They're on the second inner turret here. I honestly don't know what they can do about this. It doesn't seem to be anything they can do. They're going to go for Aranea. They're going to dive for him, full aggression. He's going to have to back away, and they can Kevin coming across to try and swap it out, but that inner turret down, half health already.
And you can actually look like they're not super far ahead in minions because of all the stuff they've been doing. Ashe versus Ezreal, so Candy Panda versus Hadal is actually 2,200 to 2,300. Candy Panda is actually ahead there, but it's just globally they're very far ahead. They're going to have to make sure that they actually get some kills coming through here. Otherwise, they're, or actually, no, I missed up that gold a bit, didn't I? No,
yeah,
I'm not sure.
I'm just saying about the Katarina versus Ocelot is a massive difference. There's a 1.2k difference there already. Obviously, getting the kills, getting the assists. Ocelot being taken out twice, just being absolutely dunked on in that mid lane, really from the pressure. This has all been about so far. I'm So Fresh.
I'm So Fresh has been, he's not even jungling this game. Let's be fair.
He's
jungling
killing.
has been, he's just in lanes, pushing and fighting, and that's kind of when Lee Sin shines. He's a skirmisher through and through. So much mobility and so much burst damage early game. Rush that Rigos Lantern. He's level 8
But
right now.
let's take. I mean, this is all been pre-planned, because look at the wards across the jungle. Look at the wards, the aggression on that top lane. They've just said, right, fine. We've taken the bottom, now we're going to just completely farm out the top. I'm So Fresh is getting free farm in the bottom lane right now. Oh, they're going to turn it around here. Idle putting the arrow across. The He's trying to put the damage down on towards Candy Panda. It's actually Knif. They might be able to pick up a kill on the Ignite's going to run down. Knif will go down. Yeah. It's 5-0 right now. SK Gaming are in torrid time. They're going to tank it. They're going to tank through. They're going for it because Tabs is here. Tabs is going to get onto him. Doesn't have enough to dive on. Puts the Ignite down on Candy Panda. Has got his ultimate available. Ocelot comes around the side. Ocelot's going to be careful. He's not going to have Rebirth available as well. Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful taunt on towards Ocelot, but the rest of the team are not ready for it. And Ocelot has to burn a flash.
Everyone's up here. Kevin came behind with teleport.
And here comes I'm So Fresh as well. Kevin does come around. Can they turn it into a kill? Aranea goes down. Ocelot is going to be egged. His Rebirth came up just at the right time. The Ignite's enough to take Tabs down. This is a good turnaround, but still 7-2, 10 minutes gone in this game, Jack. This is incredible.
Chaotic fight, and they finally turned something around, so that's going to help them a little bit, but it is incredible. They have it's amazing that we're 10 minutes in,
3-1 in
and
turrets.
We're having fights between turrets, 2 turrets down in the top lane. They still haven't gotten that top turret, though. SK's doing a fairly good job turning that out. Overall, though, 5,000 gold disadvantage is huge trouble, and with how Tab started jumping around that fight and popped Ocelot's egg once again, that's the biggest worry here, is actually Katarina's strength.
Yeah, Katarina gets fed. It's 3-1-2 right now. 4,200 to 2,800 gold. If you look at the items, you can see that they're starting to stack out already. If you press switch across, you can see he's got that Abyssal Scepter and Sorcerer's Boots already.
And with the Magic Pen, we saw Ocelot didn't have any magic resist runes early, so even though he's built that Chalice of Harmony, that's only 60 MR his entire character is going to have, but you just look at that across with the Abyssal Scepter and Sorc Shoes and the Magic Pen, that's taking Ocelot down to like 10 magic resistance, so that's still very close to true damage. And everyone else on SK, only Kevin has a Spirit Visage, so no one has MR. There's the Dragon.
11.5 minutes in, no problems.
Not an issue for them, and they are running over, steamrolling through SK in almost all facets. It's going to be on SK to stall, but I don't even know if the stall wins in this situation because of how well Ashe and Katarina are going to scale here.
Well, they have got Anivia. Anivia is the king of stall, so that's the one big thing going for SK Gaming right here. They've got Anivia and Ezreal, in fact. You got the True Shot Barrage and the ultimate from, I never remember the name of the ultimate from Ocelot.
From who?
Anivia.
Oh, that's one. It's the Anivia ult. It's a Glacial Storm.
Oh, of course.
Of course, it's the blue circle is a Glacial Storm.
Blue circle of Anivia ult. That's what we'll keep calling it. Well, as you can see, there's True Shot Barrage. They're trying to wipe out the lanes as quick as possible, defend desperately these inner turrets, because if they were to go into it, they're going to have to go into the ultimate CLG EU style stall tactic. They're just going to have to stop everything. Lee Sin on the bottom lane there, you can see he's just carving out damage on towards the bottom turret. If we can just look towards the bottom turret, there's another huge stack on towards it. If we look in that bottom lane, I'm So Fresh there, turret obviously gone, but he's got a huge creep wave going up towards the inhibitor turret already.
And let's be fair, he's the highest level in the game on Lee Sin. He's not jungling this game. He is roaming split push Lee Sin. Like, he's just everywhere he wants to be, so strong. He hasn't shopped in almost forever. He has to be a little bit careful here. He's sitting on 2,700 gold right now, so he's not as strong as he thinks he is. He needs to get money before they actually do this next force.
it looks like they are going to back off while this is all happening, of course. That top lane did get taken down, so enemies is just going to have to farm out, continue on there. So let's break down the lanes at last, chat. Let's suddenly look through the lanes.
I'll do it, but I mean, kind of what's the point? Because the lanes are gone at this point.
Yeah.
It's already turned into a roaming game at 10 minutes. So what happened in mid lane, where it's supposed to be Ocelot controlling tabs and keeping him pushed back, is Ocelot actually got forced to roam, which enabled Katarina to roam. And yes, they are going to dive Kevin. He's in trouble here. Here comes Ash.
Gets the taunt down. Tabs is going to come around. He just managed to maneuver.
The arrow's going to have to hit him.
Oh, Duke's out of the way of it. Tabs came in, but Kevin manages to dodge the damage. Candy Panda's trying to get free farm down at the bottom. He needs to. He is actually quite far ahead of Heidel, actually, when you look at the farm between them. But the fact that they've got all these turrets, the fact that it's 4-1, means that gold has been pulled even. The experience is pulled even because of what they're getting off the dragon and the turrets.
I mean, I'd almost want to say that it's now time for Eclipse to start forcing team fights, but Baron's not up yet. We're at 14 minutes in. This is ridiculously fast pushing. They've completed an Aegis of the Legion. Great purchase there by I'm So Fresh. They're going to continue to group. They're going to continue to almost not jungle. They're not even going to try really to get a farmed up 80 carry. They're just going to continue this pressure. Here it comes.
They're going into there. There's the ultimate. They're going to catch the bodies.
Wow.
Double kill for Tabs. Tabs gets in there, rips them apart. Turret goes down with it. Candy Panda's still down the bottom trying to pick up the pieces, but honestly, that's the second inner turret gone down in 14.5 minutes. We may see a pre-20-minute game here.
And here they come, going on to Arne. There's no stopping
Lord, he's just dead. He's dead. Forget it, Arne. You are dead. You just cannot walk away from this one. You know, if the spears are not going to be enough, the inhibitor turret may go down here. They're tanking it up. They're going to try and trade the damage as much as possible. They've got minions coming in. Here they come. They are taking the inhibitor turret. Now they're going to take the inhibitor. We're still not 15 minutes into this game right now. The reset on Cat has come out. He's got his ultimate available. SK have got to be careful they don't go again. If enemies manages to catch a taunt on Ocelot or someone like that on Candy Panda, they can easily get straight in. They've gone towards Candy Panda. Crescendo comes out, but it's not enough. They're going to go back on towards it. Tabs picks up another kill. Monsoon comes out, gets the heal across the board. Tabs goes aggressive, but they are just forced back. There's the inhibitor. 15 minutes, 8 seconds in.
It's actually really funny because it took them so long to kill that inhibitor because it's so early in the game. Like, they're not actually doing that much damage yet, and the inhibitors have a lot of health.
It's only 20 past 12, Jack. We are nearly looking at the end of Eclipse here, taking out SK Gaming at 11-2 currently. This is something that I don't think SK Gaming were expecting.
Yeah, and the home crowd is really into it here. This is just good play by them across the board. Not sure what the crowd was going on about, but
I'm wondering whether the game ended and SKF got up and stomped off. I can't see them on the stage because they are 3 minutes ahead. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the fact that I can see Eclipse here looking. Oh, hello. I can see him looking up at the screen. Now, I hope they've finished it.
All right, let's finish the game here because.
Well, I'm more worried about the fact that he's looking up at the screen.
Right.
That's what I'm worried about.
My goodness.
My word. Nib's got caught out. Kevin's going to get caught out as well. Tabs is all over, and this is domination from Eclipse here. And let's just talk about how goddamn well this is gone. Aaron Air is going to go down. He is not going to get away from that one. Good Lord, this game has been at such a... They've been, you know, they've honed their inner Korean.
The fast push, like they took the turret at the second turret at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and was pretty much whether they take this home and just cruise it through, or whether they have trouble finishing. Clearly, they are taking it home really hard. 16-minute Baron. There's no way SK can contest it. Look at their levels, like level 7, level 9, level 7, versus Eclipse, who's just even low themselves, but looks like they're able to take this Baron no problem.
Crazy stuff, and Eclipse here just driving this one home right now. And they have the Baron, 16.5-minute Baron. Only just spawned a minute ago, no problem.
The inhibitor's already
down. Hit points to be low, inhibitor's already down, so they've got super minions pushing them. Super minions at level 9 and 7 is actually hard to deal with.
Extremely hard to deal with, and this is one of those things. I mean, you see sometimes people run gimmick comps where they run like 580 carries top and try to get an inhibitor by 10 minutes.
Been there, done that.
I mean, they got an inhibitor by 15, so it's almost the same thing. It's not like SK has a way of dealing with this. They're just face tanking up these turrets. You can see the Sunfire Cape and a Chain Vest early on to Shen, so he's just able to tank the turrets. No one on SK can almost kill anyone on Eclipsia. This is super grim. I mean, we thought maybe they stomped off the stage because they could very well lose us on this next push.
Tanking an inner turret at level 11. I mean, good Lord, what is going on here?
Look at his armor that he's rushed, though. It's insane. on top of the Janus shield, right? Like, those shields scale with resistances because it's a flat amount, and it's the damage that they take coming in. They're trying to split push off with Kevin. There's no way they're going to be able to hold this turret if they go in now.
Enemies at the moment is clearing out the super minions. There's a super minion stack on the base turrets right now from the Nexus. There's going to be the enemies there. They're going to have to deal with this, and they're going to really have to work hard to deal with them because they're going to do a lot of damage to that turret. They're going to follow it through. The Ash Arrow lands towards Candy Panda. Candy Panda gets destroyed, and Katarina gets in there. Wham, bam, shazam, triple kill, no probs. Picked up, Tabs destroys, 916, and they are straight on towards the Nexus turret, 17-2. 18 minutes in, it's a pre-20-minute game, Jack. They can't even surrender quick enough.
Nope.
It is all over here for SK Gaming now into the third, fourth place playoff. Put Eclipsia into the finals of Tales of the Lane, and they have absolutely dominated this. 18 minutes, 30 seconds, standing ovation for Eclipsia. Everybody in this place is standing up.
They're the home team, really. I mean, they have the French players, and they came to frickin' play because
they came to play, and wow, like just they're chanting Eclipsia.
That is crazy stuff for